All right. Let's raise the height a little bit more. Okay, that's about it. Fantastic. Come on, YouTube, do your thing. There it is. Fantastic. Okay. We're good. We're good. Fantastic. Pin that there. Pin the... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Excellent. Standing for a while. Legs are getting tired. Okay, guys, let us begin the final live stream at this address. It is our final stream at this location. It's a special event. It's a special occasion. So, let's make this a good one. Let's make this a good one. It is our last stream before the move. How you doing, your head? How you doing today? Welcome in, people. Start settling in. Get comfortable. Grab your popcorn, grab your water, grab your snacks, whatever it is you need to grab. Do it now. Ugh. Homelander? What about... Oh, Homelander. I haven't seen Homelander. I haven't seen Homelander. How you doing at number 1? What's good? What's going on, guys? So today, we are doing this stream on the villains you agree with. How you doing, Tia? Welcome in. Well, Black Clover's a good series, but we're talking about villains we agree with today. Give me one good reason to say Griffith is still a good person. I don't think he is a good person. Do you want me to, come up with a reason to try and defend him? I mean, he's done good things in the past, but, right now? Why isn't Madara there? Because he was 100% right? I disagree with that take, but again, I literally asked my Discord chat to pick random villains. I literally asked my Discord chat to pick random villains, and I threw them up on the screen. It's not villains that I agree with. I do not agree with most of them. There are some I agree with. Most of them, no. How you doing, Parodies? Welcome in. I agree with Askeladd from Vinland Saga. Is he real? He did kill people. Killing people is generally bad. Better question, give me a good reason Guts is a good person Guts is definitely a good person. Has he killed people? Yes, but only to benefit, only for he only kills bad people. He doesn't kill good people. And monsters. He kills monsters too. Greetings, 9B. What's good? Tell me about how Madara is wrong. So Madara was Madara went through a lot of bad. He lost his brother. He went through war. But his solution to war was, let's put the entire world in a hypnosis because reality will always be a disappointing failure. That's not the solution. What's my opinion on a Nagato or Pain? I love them both. I really like Pain. He's a great villain. If you mean, do I agree with Pain? No. I don't think he was right. I think you can empathize with Pain. I think you can understand where he's coming from. But I don't think his approach was right. No. Okay, so Anas, I am not watching Invincible at this point in time. Yes, I have finished the Chimera Ant arc multiple times, actually. What about Griffith? I don't defend Griffith. In fact, I actively stand against Griffith. He's terrible. He had the best I don't think he's the best written villain ever. I don't even see him as being that much of a villain. There's way more villainous villains. He's well written, don't get me wrong. We would all do so much with the Death Note. I would not use the Death Note. I would burn it because no one should have that kind of power. He was always kind to his bandmates, but when he got imprisoned, nobody came from him until it was too late. What are we talking about? We're still talking about... Okay. Light just thought he was... Light was just an egomaniac. Light was just an egomaniac. Honestly, he got so carried away and so full of himself that he should have been caught right at the start of the series. He kind of did. Okay, no, Barra, no. Nobara, some things are funny. Some things are funny. You cannot joke about me supporting ICE. That is not funny. That is not okay. All right? I know you're trying to be funny. That's not funny. Because they're terrorists. They're awful. Do I agree with what Itachi did to his clan? Like, look, I can understand trying to stop a coup. What he did to Sasuke, I don't support. Thank you for the heart, Aussie. I appreciate that. Can I talk about the incident? What incident are you referring to? Otaku loves Israel? I mean, the country? Sure. I mean, I have nothing against the country of Israel. If you're talking about the government, that's a different question. Top 3 animes? I don't have a top 3. Can I speak English? Nope, can't speak English. Askeladd or Iroh? I mean, we're talking villains today. I mean, are you calling Iroh a villain? I mean, he did work for the Fire Nation. Maybe we all have some level of bias for Iroh, I guess, because he's such a good guy. I love Iroh. Thoughts on Majin Buu? Majin Buu is which Buu are we talking about in this situation? Are we talking about Majin Buu, Evil Buu, Super Buu, Kid Buu? Like, which Buu are we talking about here? What do I mean? I'm speaking English right now. Would I clav frame mog you? I don't know who that is. No, the treadmill's long gone. Oh, so we're talking about Kid Buu. Kid Buu is very evil. They are pretty much made to destroy. Like, Kid Buu was created for the purpose of destruction. And they even killed, they instantly blew up the planet, and then after, spoiler warning for End of Dragon Ball Z, sorry, spoiler warning for End of Dragon Ball Z. Kid Buu does blow up the planet, immediately, kill a whole bunch of people, and then goes to the afterlife to kill them again. So, he's pretty bad. Do I like ice cream? Yes. What's your favorite romance anime looking for something new to watch? I would say Gosick. When do I think L first knew for sure Light was Kira? So, honestly, the first time he suspected it was honestly probably when his dad told him about him. But, the first time he knew that he had him, honestly, I feel like Elle suspected him from the moment they met in school. Remember when Elle went to school and they sat next to each other? I feel like right then he was pretty convinced. There was part of him that probably knew, or even during the tennis match. Madoka's better? What about Madoka? Loving the new energy. Thank you, Walooms. Stain from MHA. So I love Stain. Stain is great. Honestly, you know what? I don't even see Stain as that much of a villain. Okay, he killed people. Let's be fair, Stain killed people. Not okay. It's not okay. But he killed people that were actually really damaging the reputation of heroes, that were not really good examples of heroes. So approach is wrong, but I get it. I agree with Pain, and his reason was good, but did the wrong. So, I think Pain was understandable. I don't agree with him, but I get it. I get it. And why didn't I finish Invincible? Because I'm not at my cousin's house. I'll finish it there. Arcane, Aronka. I don't know Aronka. And what is happening with the mic quality? What do you mean? My mic should be fine. You guys have, my mic should be fine. I just saw Silent Voice. Yep, it'll do that to you. Finally put Johan on the screen. I've put Johan on the screen before, but he also fits today's topic. On Mount Lady, Mount Lady, I think she... Initially, I didn't like her that much. I didn't like Mount Lady for most of the series. I know that she's not a villain, but I didn't think she was really a great example of a hero till the later seasons. Dr. Doofenshmirtz. You know what? Okay, fine. I'll give you a pass for Dr. Doofenshmirtz. So yeah, I don't like Kaiba. I really don't like him. He is one of my least favorite villains, across the board. I really don't like him. I don't agree with him. His reasoning was stupid. Probably one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. How you doing, Dio? Do I think if Gojo was the MC in JJK, it would be better? No, I disagree. You agree with Aizen? Why do you agree with Aizen? Why do you agree with Aizen? I saw people reacting to Dodon's reaction to Ace's death, and I cried. Okay, fair enough. You agree with Omni-Man. With Omni-Man. So wait. Do you agree with Omni-Man when he was spoiler warning for pretty early into Invincible? Spoiler warning. When he was killing like thousands of people, or do you agree with him with his change in mentality towards the end of the season, end of the series, like the end of season 3? Light in the first half of Death Note, I don't agree with him at all. From the very beginning, I disagree. Let's be real. Meruem and Askeladd, best written villains. Meruem is one of my favorites, personally. And also, I need to say some thank yous. Thank you, Ozzy, for the heart, and the donut, and the kitty. And Walloons, thank you for the kitties as well. Better swordsman, Ichigo. I mean, those aren't villains. Ichigo and Mihawk aren't villains. You like my keyboard? Thank you. I got it from... what was the name of the company again? I always forget. Starforge? I think it was Starforge. Yeah, I got it from Star. Thank you, Gojo, for the heart. I appreciate that. I agree with Tsukasa because he's cool looking. You agree with somebody because they're cool looking. Okay, good to know where your standards lie. I agree with Griffith. You're going to jail. How do I think JJK would have went if Toji was never born? I'd have to think about it. Would definitely change a couple of things. Why is Sukuna on the screen? Because he is a villain, and I asked my Discord server to pick random villains for today's video. I still don't understand why Eren took action to massacre humans. So here's so spoiler warning for towards the end of Attack on Titan. Also, thank you for the 54 TikTok gifts. Oh my god, thank you, Gojo. So spoiler warning for the end of AOT. Why did Eren attack a whole bunch of people? And pretty much, annihilate most people. So Eren, with his Titan abilities, could see every possible future, and according to what he saw, the only outcome that would allow him to protect his home, Paradise Island, was to start the rumbling. He knew what would happen at the end, but he knew that was the only course of action, according to what he saw. What about Seto Kaiba from Yuki? Is Seto Kaiba real? Is Kaiba really a villain? I think he's got a villain mentality sometimes. I remember that time when he said that I'm trying to remember what it was. There was something about major corporations is something about crushing people's wills or crushing their dreams. It's the manager of a major corporation, I do that every day. He's a villain at heart, but he's also he's saved the world a few times. Thank you, Toji, for the fingers. Thank you for the 10 fingers. And Ben, thank you for the rose. And Ozzy, thank you for the more donuts. And Toji, thank you for the kitties. Oh my goodness. I agree with Frieza. Why do you agree with Frieza? Why do you agree with Frieza? What's going on there? I kind of agree with Hannibal on the Impel Downs. So here's the thing. I understand wanting to keep prisoners away and want the best for civilians in society, but the Marines are an extremely corrupt and vile organization. So good speech, but you're on the wrong side. What One Piece Marine would have gone to the island and been in the files? Oh, geez, we're talking. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna say Green Bull. I don't like Green Bull. You agree with Aaron? I kind of don't. I just can't support a genocide. Have I watched Blue? We're not talking Blue Lock today. We're talking about villains you agree with. But Blue Lock's pretty good. Meruem and Pain's actions were justified. So here's the thing. I actually agree with Meruem at the end of his arc, right? So spoiler warning for the end of Hunter Chimera Ant arc, right? Spoiler warning. I gave it, okay? Towards the end of the arc, Meruem has a significant change in personality from the start, and he actually wants what's best for human society, and he's willing to do some pretty... He's willing to use violence in order to initially fix the system, but he wants to ultimately do good things. And you know what? At this point, I'll take it. The mouse guy from Nami's Island. The Marine. That Marine from Nami's Island after Arlong Park. So once they finished that, the Marines who came and tried to confiscate all the money. Yeah, he's awful. He's scum. The 10 Commandments were justified in 7 deadly sins. I don't think they were all justified. I actually agree with some of them, like Zeldris. I like Zeldris. If you've seen Four Knights of the Apocalypse, which is the continuation of Seven Deadly Sins, I really like Zeldris. You agree with Kira? No. He's awful. I definitely disagree with Kira. You agree with Dobby, but not... So you don't... So you agree with Dobby, but not his action. So, like, what specifically about what Dobby said, then, do you agree with? Just so I know what you're talking about. So, like, I don't agree with Madara. I don't. Also, Toji, thank you for the 80 kitties. Sorry, 61 kitties. And Yuji, thank you for the 19 kitties. That's a lot of kitties. For me, it's Meruem was like, Akaza, I don't hate Hakuji, I hate Akaza. So, like... Oh, wait, I don't hate Akaza. I don't hate Akaza. I mean, I saw his backstory. I don't hate the guy. Oh, what if Fallout was an anime? Probably be pretty good. It has a live action. I started the live action, by the way. Why not his goal was world peace? The thing is, Madara's goal was world peace through mass hypnosis. That's not peace. That is giving up on any possibility of actually achieving some reasonable amount of peace because people are too incompetent, so we have no other option. So, like, it's a very pessimistic outlook on the world. Not that I don't get it. I can understand it, but it's a very an extremely pessimistic view. Like, again, with the world history of non-stop war, I understand where he's coming from. Pain, I mean, again, Pain is someone who I empathize with. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get... You agree with Akainu? Okay, no, you gotta elaborate on that one. Do I agree with Geto's idea of only source... No, because why do you need to be a sorcerer to have a right to exist? That's pretty much saying that all normal people who are not sorcerers are inferior. That's discrimination. That's like, we're getting into... like Nazi perspective, where a superior race, the master race, and everyone besides this group of people is inferior. I agree with Joseph Seed I don't know Far Cry 5, so you're gonna have to kind of elaborate and tell me about it. Spoiler warning for Far Cry 5, I guess, because I just don't know the lore. I agree with Big Mom's dream. You mean like having I think one of every single race, and like one wholesome community, except Big Mom was a tyrant, so like I wouldn't want to live there. Do I agree with Junko and Noshima? I don't know that one. Would I call Lelouch an anti-hero or a villain? So like Lelouch wanted better things for his people. He did commit like terrible acts ultimately to try and do good. He did what he thought was necessary to create significant change. It's hard to see him as a villain. Like you could say he definitely did villainous things, but the intention behind it, I feel like it's hard to see him as like a evil person. Do I agree with Sensui? I don't know who that is. Doflamingo is awful, but Doflamingo is awful in the best way. I think Doflamingo is one of my favorite villains in the series. He's fantastic. I love his character. He's awful because like the person he is absolutely terrible, but what he does is wrong. Could Straw Hats have saved Lelouch? Yeah. I agree with Garo and... Okay, so you agree with Garo and his speech about underdog. Can you just remind me what that speech was? I'm just a little bit vague on it. I agree with dictators. What? Why are we supporting dictators? Thank you, Walooms, for the GGs. Obito is the best written villain ever. I mean, I think he's a well-written character. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's my favorite ever. Like, he's not my favorite in Naruto. I actually prefer Pain to Obito, but he's good. Don't get me wrong. You agree with me? What? Okay, so I'm a villain now. Good to know. Griffith, no, he's not forgiven. I don't forgive Griffith. Who would make a better world leader, Sukuna or Esdeath? I mean, who would I want in charge? It's been a hot minute since I watched Akamega Kill. I kind of want to say Esdeath because I definitely don't want Sukuna. That would be bad. That would be very bad. But I know Esdeath wouldn't be good either. It's just been a very long time. I might have to like refresh my memory on Esdeath a bit. If Kizaru was the fleet admiral, how would you feel? I don't think he's meant to be a fleet admiral. I don't think he fits the role. Is it worth watching the full 1,000 episodes of One Piece? I'd say yes. Zamasu. Okay, so Zamasu, I'm kind of mixed because, like, I completely understand the rationale of Zamasu. Like, I really get it. He sees the same process over and over and over again. People, like, it's just mindless violence and cycles of. I get it. I get it. I just don't like him. I don't agree with him for whatever reason. I don't like him. I follow his train of logic, but I'm not on his side. Why would you side with Mahito? Come on. You agree with Kuzan's way, sometimes lazy. So, like, can you elaborate on what aspect of lazy justice that you specifically agree with? Look at the $100,000 smile. Yeah, no. I agree with you. So, like, can you elaborate on some of these? Zamasu, which anime is he from? He is a villain from Dragon Ball Super. Sukuna was right. I do not agree with that. The best anti-villain, King Meruo. I love. Meruo is my favorite. He's my go-to. He's my pick. I know that was I know what Arlong did was terrible, but his goal was kind of good. Can you expand on that? Because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with this at all. I mean, did he have like an ambitious goal? Okay, but he was awful. The things he did was awful. His goals were not good. No. Sometimes not acting or following the orders. Sometimes not acting or following the order saves lives. Yes, that is true. Sometimes disobeying orders does save lives. He wants to reverse human oppression. Which villain are we talking about? As Death was right because she's so fine. I don't really see that. I mean, okay. I don't think that makes any difference. Are you Trumpland? No, I'm not American. I'm not American. Seen by Mass Effect 3 was correct. Oh, Saren. Saren. You're on Team Saren. Why? What? No. No, you gotta explain this. Why is Rachel on here? Because when I was making the green screen for the TikTok, I asked my Discord to pick random villains. And someone picked Rachel. Lelouch I have mixed opinions on. Like, he went about a very violent way to accomplish something good. Like, he wanted to do good. So, like, I have mixed vibes. Then, where are you from? I am Canadian. A lot of people agree with Light, but the thing is he got corrupted by... Light was corrupt from the start. That's what a lot of people miss. People think that he got corrupt after he had the Death Note and started using it and abusing it. No, he was corrupt from the start. You just start to see him become more unhinged as the story progresses. I agree with Funny Valentine. I don't know Funny Valentine. You'll have to kind of expand on where that's from and what their views are, because I just don't know. I haven't watched Bleach is so long. I forgot how Aizen is good because he was Aizen was definitely a villain. You think he's a good guy when you meet him. And he technically helps with the fight in Thousand Year Blood War, but he's still chained to a chair because he can't be trusted. He's still OP as hell though. With Magellan. What about Magellan do you agree with? Do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. Everything is linked in my link tree on all of my profiles. Do I agree with Shigaraki? No, I don't agree with Shigaraki. But if you have a specific perspective from Shigaraki you want me to focus on, we can talk about it. Yes, this is the final stream at my current apartment. Why did you guys cheat in curling? I don't even know. I don't follow the Olympics. The only time I watch the Olympics is when my friends are participating in the Olympics, and I think most of my friends are retired now. Do I agree with Magellan or not? What specific thing did Magellan say that you want my opinion on? Loki, the homunculus. So, can you specify which homunculus and like what they said? Because I'm a huge Full Metal fan. I know all the characters. What specific thing did they say that you agree with? Because I probably don't. I agree with Eren Yeager. I disagree with genocide. I disagree with mass genocide. Who's Fang Wan? I'm not familiar with that name. Funny Valentine from so I'm not at part 5 yet. I've only seen up to part 4. You're on episode 156 in Bleach. Does it get better? I would say yes. I agree with Cell. I don't agree with Cell. I mean, that he's perfect? Well, he's not perfect. He's, well, you know. Should I watch Full Metal? I would say yes. Okay, if you're siding with Shao Tucker, is this like he's making progress towards like animal girls? Is that your defense? That we need Shao Tucker's research to get animal girls? Is that what you're on? Come on. Oh, Magellan was doing his job. He defeated. I mean, he didn't really defeat Blackbeard. Like, no one defeated Blackbeard because once everyone escapes Impel Down, Blackbeard then goes to Marineford. No one defeated him. Actually, we haven't really seen Blackbeard lose at this point. I agree with Boo. Boo. Just destroy everything. Just destroy everything. Or do you agree with Fat Boo because you really like ice cream and chocolate? Because that I understand. You agree with Shadow the Hedgehog? I'm not too familiar with Sonic lore, so you might have to tell me specifically. Saren was correct by Mass Effect 3. You cannot beat the Reapers. Did you finish the game? I'm not going to tell you the ending of the game, but did you not finish the game? I agree with Goku Black. So you mean Zamasu? Because, Zamasu is kind of I have mixed opinions on that. Let's just say I understand. I don't agree, but I understand. Do I think Light Yagumi's ideals were agreeable? No. Light Yagami was a scumbag. He was awful. What about all of CP9? I disagree with all of them. I disagree with all of CP9. Do you agree with CP9? Frieza's also awful. You're going to have to elaborate on what you agree with, because that's kind of concerning. I agree with Eneru and with Enel. I mean, what are you talking about regarding Enel? You are like a Judge Holden? I don't know what to make. I forgot who Judge Holden is. Light killed a lot of criminals. What do I mean awful? So do you think that any person should have the authority to just kill people? I don't believe that anyone should have that kind of authority, especially some arrogant high school kid with a god complex. You disagree with Johan at the end, what specifically did Johan say at one point that you agreed with, or that he said that you now disagree with? Pain, again, I empathize with. I don't agree with, but I understand how he got there. Griffith did nothing. Stop defending Griffith at this point. Come on. Come on. Would I consider Gilbert's brother from Violet Evergarden a bad guy? I don't remember his backstory, to be honest. Could you just refresh my memory? Like, I remember the whole anime. I'm blanking on that part. Elle should have had the death note. I don't think, Elle wouldn't have used it. I feel very confident in saying Elle would not have used the death note. What about Emu? Emu is definitely awful. I mean, well, the thing is, we don't know the full story regarding Emu. We really don't. I can still comfortably say that I'm going to think they're awful. No, Light did everything wrong. He's awful too. Meruem and Thanos are right. So here's the thing. Thanos, definitely not. I can answer that for you right now. Meruem, I actually agree with at the end. Thanos, we have way too much population for the amount of resources we have, so let's just nuke the population in half, and that'll solve all the problems. So, few things. One, over time, the population's just going to come back, and have you ever thought about just creating more resources? Like, if you have that kind of power, can't you just do the opposite? Instead of inflicting maximum harm, just create more resources. You could do that. If I had no option, we're talking devil fruits now. I mean, right now we're focusing more on villains perspectives. So let's try and keep the chat on topic. You agree with Luffy? Luffy's not a villain. I mean, he's a villain from the Marines' perspective, but like from our perspective, Luffy's definitely the good guy. He's definitely not a villain just because he's a pirate. I agree with Adam Smasher. I forget who that is. If Meruem challenged you to a game with my life on the line, what game would I pick? That is, I mean, not quite on topic, but it's close enough. At least it's on Meruem. You know what? A game that I feel confident in. Better than Meruem, too. Maybe like, what I'm best at is eating. Could I out-eat Meruem? Maybe. Possibly. What's the most we've seen Meruem eat? A couple of ants? I could do it. I agree with Throg. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Throg. Garwa's a cool guy. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Adam Smasher is the giant robot guy from. Okay, so I'm not that far into Cyberpunk. I've only seen the first episode. I'm not there yet. Sensui. I forget who. Wait, Sensui from. Is that Hell's Paradise? Maybe I forgot who that is. Shantak. Yeah, I can't fit every villain on the TikTok green screen, guys. Like, I asked my chat to pick the characters. You agree with Ultron? I mean, I get it. The thing is, I don't agree with him, but I get it. Like, humans are the problem. I'm not disagreeing. I can't, I think there's better options. Jesse and you agree with stealing Pokemon. Well, I mean, they never actually successfully stole anything because they failed every time, but come on, man. You agree with Jesse and James? Plankton. I mean, he just wanted the recipe, right? Plankton just wanted the hamburger recipe, right? He could have probably made something, he could have probably come up with his own recipe if he wanted to. Doflamingo or One Piece? Oh, Doflamingo from One Piece. Again, great villain, terrible person. Definitely can't defend him. Jason Tokyo Ghoul. I've seen Tokyo Ghoul. I think I remember who Jason is. I don't remember enough to really comment. Like, I remember vaguely. It's been a long time. You agree with Ed's death because she's... Again, you guys are just simps. You guys are just simping. Noah, why would I agree with Kaido? Why would I agree with Kaido? He was awful. The creator of SpongeBob said there's no meat in the Krabby Patty. By meat, do they mean flesh? Because, like, maybe... isn't the theory that it was, like, a crab cage and, like, it was, like, crab meat? With Crollo Lucifer? Like, what about it? What did Crollo say that you agree with? Aizen's final quote in Bleach? I don't remember off the top of my head what that was. Hyakimaru's dad from Dororo I haven't started yet, so I don't know enough about that. Obito, I don't agree with him. Again, I can empathize. Don't agree with him. Definitely not. Do I agree with Itachi? I mean, in what? That it was necessary to kill off his entire clan to prevent a coup? I feel like he might have felt like it was. What he did to Sasuke, definitely not. I don't agree with that. That's obvious. Hello, sir. I'm new to this channel. What is this channel about? Well, we do a lot of like anime history, anime lore, debunking stuff. Occasionally a filter game here and there, and we do live streams regularly on various topics. Like today, we are talking about which anime villains you agree with. Explain your answers. I don't know if it's a villain, but I believe Kaido was based on what? What did Kaido say that you agree with? Agree with Dio? So look, I haven't seen like the earlier seasons of Dio in many years, and I haven't seen the newer ones where he comes back, but come on, really, Dio? Sasuke is a little girl he deserved. Okay, so I get you have Sasuke hate, do what you want, but like, if you think no one deserves to go through that. With mocking... We got some savages in the chat today. Jason was the guy who tortured... Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. And someone supported Jason? Why would you do that? Why did... Kaneki, he didn't deserve that. Do I like Nier? No, I don't like Nier. He was pretty boring. The Five Elders are all awful. All the Five Elders are awful, Saturn being the most awful that I have seen. Makima's reasoning is genuinely valid, but it's a manga spoil. Yeah, please don't spoil it for me. Like, thank you for not spoiling it. I do only watch the anime. I will find out eventually. Now, what do I think about Merum's conversation from being born to destroy to be? I actually love that. I really love how Merum's inherent nature from, eating a lot of corrupt and vile people shifted to being someone who genuinely wants the best for humanity. Of course, he was willing to do he was willing to do violent things. He was willing to kill to make those changes happen. But you know what? The things he wanted to do, I'm in favor. If Meruem showed up, I'd be in favor. I agree with Jose Marino. Again, I don't know anything about this Jose Marino guy. You agree with Caesar Clown. He experimented on children. Are you from Epstein Island? Do you think if the celestial dragons know about their own past? Probably not. No, I would say no. Have I watched or read Black Clover? Yes, I have watched it. William Moriarty. Who is Moriarty? I'm really bad with names, so sometimes I need a refresher. I agree with the Marines. I agree with the Marines. The freedom that the pirates provide is only in a. You agree with the Marines' version of freedom? Please elaborate, because that is messed up. That is actually genocide, destroying history, slavery, discrimination, selective protect. Like, come on, how? Come on. I agree with the elves, and which elves are we talking about? Askeladd was right in his way. I kind of get Askeladd. I have mixed opinions on Askeladd. I kind of go back and forth with that one. You agree with the, so if you're okay, no, if you agree with the Celestial Dragons, you're going to you're going to some like isolated prison where you can't interact with people. Was Saturn dying just him aging to his no? Oh, you mean because of the powers that? So here's the thing. I only watched the anime. I don't know how much has been elaborated since that episode. Spoiler warning for the end of Egghead Island. Just spoiler warning. Yes, Saturn dies. Okay. When his powers were extracted from him, maybe it was because like their age and it caught up with that. Like, I don't exactly know. I don't know all the details. Could it be their age? Could it be that Emu just like extracted their soul? I don't know. That could have been it. Griffith did nothing wrong. Yeah, no. He did a lot wrong. You can't defend that. You agree with Magneto unequivocally. Look, I'm not an X-Men expert, but please explain. Do I think the Meruem is the best written villain in anime? I can say that he's my favorite. I can say that from all the villains that I have seen, he's the one that I agree with the most. I can say that. Magneto just wants to defend his people. Bit more than that. Have you read I have not read Promised Neverland. Do I like Zabuza? Yes, I do like Zabuza. He's a great villain. He's actually one of my favorite villains in the Naruto series. With Spondum fans, you get out. Nah. You can't side with that guy. No, you can't. Definitely taking L. Do I read Boruto? No. Scar? We're talking Lion King? Come on. Scar did nothing wrong. He killed his brother. He yeeted him off a cliff. My least favorite villain in anime is Mahito. Wait, do you hate him because of what he did, or do you not like his writing? Because I like Mahito as a character. I think he's awful for what he did, but I like Mahito as a character. Gandhi Gorosei looks too. Come on, I haven't even made it to the Wano arc. I gave spoiler warnings. When I talked about Saturn, I gave spoiler warnings. You can go back and confirm that. I was careful. You may have came in at bad timing. You may have came in at the wrong time, but I did give spoiler warnings. I agree with Sukuna. Also, manga spoilers. Yeah, that'd be manga spoilers. The only good thing about Mahito is when he yells at Yuji in sub. I mean, I love Mahito as a villain because, like, his ability to mentally torment people is just... He just destroys you. Like, look what he did to Yuji, mentally. Is there anyone who agrees with Muzan? Well, there probably is somebody. I wouldn't get it, though. What are your thoughts on... I don't follow football. Mahito is designed to be hated. Exactly. Mahito was written to be hated. And I hate him because that's exactly what he does. He does his job well. Yes. I agree with Madara. He was kind of... So here's the thing. I disagree. We've had a few people say this already. I don't agree with Madara. I don't. I can understand it, but his perspective of peace is very false and pessimistic. That wasn't world peace. That was world he was putting everybody under hypnosis. That would have killed them all as well. Is Bleach the best in the big three? I would say no, not for me. You agree with Reese? How has nobody said this? I don't agree with Reese, but at least it's true. No one has said this yet. What do I think about Sasori? I don't agree with Sasori. I mean, are you asking me if I like him as a villain? Sure, I like Sasori. He's not like my favorite in the Akatsuki. I also don't agree with him. I really agree with Konjuro and you agree with Konjuro and Orochi. Okay, I know you're just you're trolling or you're just completely unhinged. You watch Bleach though? Yes, I've seen Bleach. I know you don't actually both support Heat-on. There's like, come on, come on. I agree with you. Agree with Griffith, of course you do. Why Light? Why do I? Oh, here's the thing. If you're asking me why do I agree with Light, I'm not saying that I do. I literally asked my Discord to pick random villains to put up on the screen that would be, eye-catchy for people scrolling by. I don't agree with Light. He's awful. He's awful. If that's what you're asking. You agree with Kakuzu, so money is the most important thing? No, I would disagree with that. Oh, don't worry about it. You didn't know. You didn't know. Why Sukuna? Again, Sukuna for the same reason. I asked my audience, I asked my Discord to pick some villains. I don't agree with Sukuna. Orochi and Spondum are also designed to be disliked. Yes, they are. And they do a very good job. I hate them both. They are awful. The Eclipse was justified. Go to prison, you psychopath. Yes, I've seen Sentenced to be a Hero, and while the heroes are seen as villains by the world, most of the heroes we've seen are actually pretty awesome. Jin isn't even a villain, in my opinion. I mean, I don't really see Jin as a villain either. He actually, spoiler warning for, forgot what arc, but spoiler warning for Bleach pretty far into it. A couple seconds. Jin does betray Aizen. So, like, what about Tai Lung? Tai Lung? Was that Kung Fu Panda? Wasn't Tai Lung from the first Kung Fu Panda? I mean, if I remember correctly, I don't really like. I can understand why he was angry being locked up in prison. Okay, so I was right. Okay, yeah, he's from Kung Fu Panda. From what I remember, it's been quite a few years since I watched Kung Fu Panda. You're gonna have to forgive me if I get some details wrong. But like, he was locked up in prison for trying to, was it steal something? I forgot why he was locked up in prison in the first place. But for real, Lelouch was trying to fix a broken. Yeah, here's the thing, Lelouch, I can empathize with. I don't agree with his violent approach, but he wanted to do good things. He believed that the only way to bring about significant change in that situation was through extreme measures. So, I get it. I get it. I agree with Light. No, you don't. He's awful. Come on. For real, he sold Light. Had that in the bag. Light did not have it in the bag. Light got caught in the first few episodes. He was reckless. You agree with Jackson Storm? Don't think I know Jackson Storm. Mega, I think I saw the movie with Megamind. I forget most of these, most of their backstories. Am I doing Ramadan? Okay, no, I'm not doing Ramadan. L was smarter, but he had to prove God exists. Yeah, pretty much L, the fact that L was able to get to the point where he cornered Light really quickly and was able to prove the existence of Shinigami, come on, that was awesome. Light was doomed from the start. Anyone that disagrees didn't watch the anime? I mean, pretty much, yeah. I agree, he was doomed from the start. Have I seen Elbaf's intro? I have not. Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2 was prophesized to be killed by a panda, so he massacred Panda Village to motivate. So, that's pretty awful. Just because someone was predicted to defeat you, you go around murdering people? Why did you need to be defeated in the first place? Is there any proof that it was true? You can't justify massacring a people. Not his ego doomed him. He could have just never chased L after Lindell Taylor and been fine. He would have been caught eventually. Light was L would have found him. No, I am convinced that regardless of what course of action Light took, he was going to get caught. Characters like him always get caught. JoJo's Part 7 Steel Ball Run voice actors are revealed. Here's the thing. I'm glad you're happy. I'm just nowhere near JoJo's right now. I haven't even started Part 5. One thing I don't like about Naruto Shippuden is that they always want to give villains a sad backstory so we can understand them and forgive them. So, not all of them have sad backstories. Hidan? Kakuzu? I wouldn't give them sad backstories. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't give them sad backstories. What's with the hate on Goblin Slayer? People just don't like the first episode because it's kind of graphic. Dio was a kind angel. Okay, someone's the Lulu. Random, but can I get a spin? So I don't have the wheel up right now because we have a topic going. So I'm just gonna spin the wheel in my head, and I will pick. I'll pick ID Invaded. I actually haven't seen the series of Anti-Spiral yet. Like I know what Anti-Spiral looks like, but I don't know anything about them as a character. Was Light justified? No, he was not. Dr. Hogback was pretty underrated. I mean, he is pretty disliked. Hogback was an awful person. If you mean like he should have gotten more like attention as a character, I can maybe get it. But like, if you're unless you're trying to say he's justified, that'd be a different conversation entirely. Light was straight up a villain. Oh yeah, Light was straight up. Light was a villain for sure. What do I think of Funny? I'm not familiar with Funny Valentine. Garo was definitely a villain. Like Garo wanted to be a villain. He looked up to villains. But honestly, funny enough, he actually was heroic a lot of the time. Like he saved that one kid multiple times. Like he's protected people. But he just mentally, like behavior-wise, he acts more like a hero, but mentally sides with the villain. He should be in the most hated top 5. What he did to Shinobi? Which villain are we talking about? Which one? I feel like I missed part of the comment. My friend is devious. He gave a 9-year-old a Berserk book and told him to read that. Berserk is a bit too graphic for a 9-year-old. I would agree with that. Griffith did nothing wrong. Okay, stop. Come on. What part about Sukuna do I agree with? Not really anything. Okay. Sukuna's only up on my green screen because I had my Discord pick random characters. I don't actually agree with almost any of the characters on the screen. I agree with Meruem. Everybody else, no. Especially Rachel. Rachel can go die. Hogback. Okay, Hogback should be in the top 5 hated. Shindri, yes. Top 5 hated? Top 5 hate. Look, he's awful. Dr. Hogback is awful. But I think of characters like Doflamingo, Saturn, Orochi, Spondum. I don't think I can hate him more than those. Griffith's whole character was being someone people could look up to, and then he turned into someone who betrayed everybody and became an awful scumbag. I don't remember who Mello is. I steal cheese. Well, you're just the worst kind of person for stealing cheese. I mean, if you're stealing cheese from like an overpriced grocery store, okay, do what we gotta do. Don't steal my cheese. Otherwise, we got a problem. Who would I say is the best? Who would you say be the villain in Death Note? Light is definitely the villain. Eren, I don't agree with. I don't agree with mass genocide. Mahito did nothing wrong, bro. I mean, for his character, he did what he was supposed to do, but no, he did everything wrong. He was awful. I consider Mikami the villain in Death Note. He screwed everything up. Light should have won. Light should have lost. In fact, he should have lost like right at the start. Definitely. The third eye guy from Avatar said nothing. Oh, that one guy from Avatar. He technically does have a bit of a backstory, but like, I mean, his power, like the explosion eye powers, he was kind of boring. Like, he was cool to see him fight, but like as a character, not that interesting. Eren did it for his people, and I would do it for my people. I wouldn't commit mass genocide. Like, then again, the context is right that he saw every possible future, and that this was the only way he could save everybody. I'd have to double check to make sure that's actually how it pans out, because like I just don't see it. I can't agree with mass genocide. Do I agree with Meruem at the end of the series? Yes. Like Meruem at the end of the series, yes. Hero Killer Stain made a lot of sense. Like, do I agree with murdering people as a solution? No, I don't. Do I get where Stain is coming from? Yes. Like, Stain looked up to heroes, and then you have this mass influx of heroes who are doing it for the fame, the reputation, and aren't really doing good because they want to do good. They're just looking for the kicks, the benefit. Mahito was so kind. Oh, yes, kind and caring. Yeah. Do you marinate your squid in Peru? Okay. Are you delightful? Not really, no. I'm terrible. You agree with a lot of Aaron supporters, but I just can't. I can't do it. You agree with Syndrome? Syndrome from The Incredibles. From The Incredibles. Why? Why are you siding with Syndrome? No, yeah, Cube is awful. So I don't agree with Cube, and I'm glad someone finally called out Cube. They are a demon spawn. They are awful. They are vile. Yujiro Hanma is the biggest menace to society? I mean, he's a menace, but like, is he really causing that many problems? Like, from what I remember in the series, is he really that much of a villain? Does Lelouch count as one? I would technically say yeah. Like, Lelouch does villainous things for the sake of doing good. And assure you're spamming chat. You're not going to get your comments responded to when you do that. You're actually getting timed out, because I've said, yeah, you can't spam chat. You're getting timed out. Come back in like 5 minutes. Can't do that. You agree with... No, I don't agree with Dio. Come on. I agree with Minions? Okay, okay, fine. I'll give you the Minions. Cool. I'll give you that. No, I don't agree with Frieza. Come on. I don't agree with Frieza. I don't agree with racism, and I don't agree with genocide. Or enslaving people. I agree with Light. No, you don't. He's awful. He's actually awful. Do I agree with Zuko? I mean, Zuko at one point in the story, because like Zuko's not... How far into the series are you? Because like, could be spoiler warning. I agree with Geto and Megamind. Geto, I don't understand that mentality. Megamind, I'd have to rewatch the movie because I just don't remember at this point. Madara, no, I don't agree with Madara at all. Again, I can empathize, I get it, but no. No, I know, I see a whole line of Madaras. No, I don't agree with them. I don't. Toga Himiko, like, I get it. Like, I'm never going to agree with killing people, but like, I saw her backstory. I can empathize. I can empathize, but no. Defa, Toga Himiko, Griffith. Come on, you guys are just saying Griffith for the sake of saying Griffith. You guys are just saying Griffith for the sake of saying his name. I slightly agree with Mello. I don't remember who Mello is. I agree with Yoshikage. What specifically, like which Yoshikage and what statement? Thoughts on Amon from Korra. I actually dropped Korra. I actually couldn't get through it, so I forgot, or I just don't know. Kira? Come on. Kira. No. Kira from JoJo's. No, you gotta explain that one, because I don't see you, no. Come on, he's a serial killer. Pain, I don't agree with, but I understand. Again, a lot of characters I can empathize with, but I don't agree with them. Being real, though, Tsukasa from Dr. Stone. The thing is, he was in favor of leaving the majority of the population dead. Like, effectively dead. Either crushing them or leaving them petrified. So, like, I can follow his train of logic. Because, like, it was the adults of that timeline that created the problematic society that they had, and here they have a chance for a reset and to do better. So it's like, let's just leave them as is. I get it. Don't agree with it, but I get it. Like, I don't think he's wrong. I agree with Gru. Tonight we steal the moon. Yes, tonight we steal the moon. Okay, I'll give you Gru. Go ahead and steal the moon. Peter Griffith? Is this like some sort of Family Guy Berserk crossover that I missed? Yujiro views everyone as a female because he was too much testosterone. We all agree with... No, you don't agree with Griffith. You're just awful. Caesar Clown, he was forced into producing Smile by Doflamingo. He was also a horrible person who used his own crew as fodder and experimented on children. He was awful. Mello is the one with the who compete with Nier. I agree with Judge. You agree with Vinsmoke. Judge. Why? He was an awful father. He was a terrible person. He was terrible. No, I mean, do I agree with Hisoka? It's fun to murder strong people. I mean, I don't agree with murdering people, but like, I get liking, enjoying fighting strong people. Dobby Endeavor sucks. I don't think Dobby sucks. He's a pretty good character. I don't agree with you, Habak. You're going to have to explain that perspective. I could talk for 30 minutes about how Griffith did why he did what he did. So here's the thing. You can explain why he did what he did. It doesn't matter if you can explain why he turned out that way. It doesn't make his actions okay. That's the thing. You can explain how someone got there. Doesn't mean it's forgiven. That's the point you're missing. What about Dobby? Endeavor ruined him, which made him, Dobby went through a lot of hell, and again, you can still choose to, choose the kind of person you want to be, whether you have that, father figure or not, whether you have your father's acceptance or not. I get it, but still did a lot of terrible things. You agree with Shao Tucker? No, you don't. I know you want your cat girls. I know you just want people to, I know you just wanted Shao Tucker to live so he can continue his cat girl research, but no. I would love to see Caesar become a good person, though. I don't think he would ever be. I don't see Caesar being a good person. Can't see it. I hate how I can't disagree with your opinion about Griffith. Exactly. Because, again, you can explain his backstory. That, the torture he went through. I get it. You can empathize. Doesn't make him forgiven. There's a lot of characters who have done atrocious things and then go on to try and do better. Doesn't mean their own forgiveness. Crollo, can you explain what you agree with about Crollo? Because someone said that earlier. So, Gaara. Is Gaara really a villain? I know he comes up. Is Gaara really a villain? Really? I don't see it. I know he's killed people, but, I think Gaara's circumstances are a bit different. Or maybe I'm just being biased. I don't know. What about Johan? I mean, Johan is not forgivable. I think you can understand the circumstances that he was brought up in and why he turned out to be the way he was. Again, doesn't mean he's owed forgiveness. But you can you can understand why he ended up that way without forgiving his actions or agreeing with his actions. See you later, Starlight. Doflamingo's crash out was valid. Argue with the wall. No, Doflamingo is never valid. He's never valid in any situation. He wasn't valid when he got upset that they left the celestial dragons. His crash out wasn't valid when he, spoiler warning, betrayed his family. His crash out wasn't valid when his factory was destroyed. None of it's valid. Is Team Shigaraki? I don't agree with Shigaraki either. I don't know why you would. His speech about nobility? Can you just elaborate what you're talking about? Oh, I mean his speech about nobility? Yeah, it's all... nothing he does is... Nothing Doflamingo has done is valid. Naruto forgives, we can too. Here's the thing. We're talking about villains we agree with. Empathizing is one thing. If you want to forgive someone, that's another thing. We're talking about villains we agree with. That's different. Corazone's backstory was sad. Dofi's backstory was not sad for him. Dofi was awful. Madara was right. I disagree. Lelouch was right. I mean, Lelouch I can kind of get, but still mixed opinions. Light was not right. He was a mass murdering serial killer with an ego issue. Dio was right. Come on. If you're going to say a character is right, you got to explain why. I agree with Chef Skinner from Ratatouille. Bro lost his restaurant to a rat. Maybe he deserved it. He was kind of a mean person. Z, Broly are super. I'll say, well, if we're talking villains, then Z, Broly is more of a villain. Dio is right because he's, again, with the hotness. Guys, you're all just simps. All of you are simps. Meruem because he hates... I agree with Meruem at the end of the series. I've already said this. Dio had his moments. I haven't seen the earlier seasons with Dio in a long time. Was he a cool villain? Yes. Do I agree with him? No. And Dio in the later seasons I haven't seen yet, so I don't know. I don't know all the details there yet. You agree with Kaguya? Come on, please explain this. The T-Rex from Jurassic Park. The T-Rex wasn't a villain. The T-Rex was just doing his thing. It's the people's fault for being there. I saw a power. I don't know what you're talking about. It all stems down from Dio's father. I mean, like, you cannot blame your parents for how you turn out. Like, you can be mad at your parents for, like, trauma that you're given, for, like, how you were raised and all these things. How you choose to behave and the person you decide to be going forward is on you. Hisoka 100%. So again, Hisoka just likes killing people. He likes murdering strong people. I don't think that's okay, but like, yeah. I mean, he just likes to fight strong people. So we all have our thing. Aaron was right. The rumbling was the only way to save his friends. I'd kind of have to go back and confirm that, because apparently, like, that was the only timeline he saw where he could actually save everybody. If that's the actual case, even then, I'm still not fond of mass genocide. I agree with Jinx from Arcane. Okay, Arcane I haven't seen. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for. Yeah, thank you for the heart, Harry. I appreciate that. Goku Black. I don't agree. Like Goku Black / Zamasu. We've already covered him a few times. I get how he developed his mentality. I get his mentality, the endless cycles of violence, that mortals just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I understand. I don't agree with his approach, just wipe out all mortals, but I get why he became frustrated to that point. What's wrong with Ainz? What's wrong with Ainz? So he kills a couple of people that trespass on his territory. I agree with Vegeta. I mean, with Vegeta at what point? Because Vegeta's a good guy now. So, like, where in Vegeta's timeline are we talking? I agree with Kokushima. This guy again, how you doing? We're doing pretty good, Choco. How you doing? I hate Juno. Who is Juno again? Madara wanted to unity and peace. The Shinobi Alliance wanted war and bickering to continue. So, like, here's the thing. Madara's definition of peace is not peace. Mass hypnosis and putting everyone under a genjutsu for some false reality is not peace. That is playing peace, and ultimately that would have killed everybody as well. So, like, that's not world peace. Pain again, I can empathize. He came from a very tragic backstory, lots of death, losing everyone he cares about, betrayal, I get it. Observing war again and again and again, so he wanted to create a means of ending all war. I don't like his approach. I get where he comes from. He isn't one of my favorite villains. He's probably my favorite villain in the series. I agree with Smaug from Lord of the Rings. Who is Smaug again? I haven't seen Lord of the Rings since it first came out. We don't have the wheel today, so I'm just going to spin the wheel in my head because we're doing something else today. I will pick Assassination Classroom. Guts Crash Out was valid. Agreed completely. Completely valid. Other than the women Yoshikage... Kira. Kira's not right. Staying in My Hero Academia because the hero is protecting the people, not the reputation. So, like, again, I've agreed with Stain before. I don't agree with him murdering people. I do agree that, like, the heroes that were coming up were more about getting the benefits from being a hero rather than actually focus on trying to help people and protect people. And Stain saw that as, like, not only an insult, but, like, a destruction of heroes in society. So I get it. I just don't think I'm never going to say murder's the way to go about it. I just understand. I do not agree with Goku giving the senzu bean to Cell. Neither do I. I agree with Kaido. Please explain. I agree with please explain your agreeing with the androids. Do you have an all-time favorite person in anime? No, I do not. Yeah, I'd say, see that I understand Obito. Yes, I can understand. That's fine. I do understand Obito. I get where he's coming from. Don't agree, but yes. Akaza, I mean Akaza. All of the demons who serve Muzan, some of them. I mean, Akaza's, I guess, more not relatable, but you can understand a little bit more given his backstory. Still don't think he's forgivable though. I agree with Goku's such a good father. Oh yes, for sure. I agree with the androids killing their creator with the... Okay, so you agree with the androids killing Dr. Gero. Valid. Okay. Fine. I can give you that. I can give you that. Fine. No complaints from me. Bro's just ignoring and skipping me. I'm not ignoring anybody. I have 2 chats, and I just can't see every single comment. I hate Juno from Black Clover. Everyone does. I don't remember who Juno was. Where do I join the Discord? If you go to my profile, and there's a link tree there, everything is posted right there. Makishima Shogo Psychopass. So I've seen Psychopass many years ago. So I forget who that is. Like, just forgive me. I can't remember every series I've seen in detail. Can you elaborate on what they did or said that you agree with? I agree with Aaron starting the rumbling. I don't agree, but again, I think I need to go back for more context because, like, I just can't agree with mass genocide. I know it was the only way, but was it really the only way? Bungo Stray Dogs, haven't seen it yet. I agree with Rui's mom from Demon Slayer. Can you elaborate? You agree? I do not. You agree with Blackbeard? With Blackbeard, what has Blackbeard said that I? Wait. Have you said, if you're going to say that you agree with Blackbeard because he said that people's dreams have no end, then I could agree with that. Dreams never die. Okay, so yes, that's what people's dreams have no end. Okay. People have convinced me to agree with Blackbeard on something. Okay. The man, I don't know who the man god is. I relate to Judo, but he's not a villain. I don't remember who Judo is. Jason was so kind to Kaneki. What are you talking about? Jason was kind to Kaneki. He tortured the guy. He was awful. You agree with Light? No, I can't agree with Light. If you're like, oh, let's just murder all the criminals blindly and let some high school kid with an egomaniac decide who lives and dies, come on. Doflamingo is pretty much correct. No, he's not in any context. There's not a single time where Doflamingo... The only time that Doflamingo is right is when he said that history is decided by the victors. Who is good and who is evil is decided by the winners. That is true. Like, that is how history goes. Fine. I agree with Toichiro from Mob Psycho. What did he say that you agree with? How you doing, Hussam? We're doing pretty good. Jet from Avatar didn't deserve what he got. He deserved to get redemption. So actually, I've heard this exact conversation before, that we got to see Zuko go through redemption, but we didn't get to see Jet go through redemption, which I think is a fair critique. I think that is fair, because he went through a lot of stuff, chose a bad course of action, and then we never get to see him kind of divert, like, he's never given the opportunity to try and change course. So fair. Yes, this really is the last live at my current apartment. We are moving tomorrow morning. I agree with Doflamingo on kids who have never seen peace and kids who have never seen war have different values. Okay. Again, I would agree with that. Do I agree with Griffith? No, I don't. Do I have a favorite Doritos flavor? I haven't had Doritos in a long time. I'm sure I agree with Kisaki from Tokyo Revengers. I mean, I've seen Tokyo Revengers. Just tell me what they said, and I'll tell you if I agree. I feel like the Attack on Titan ending was a little overhated. I didn't hate it, personally. Does Eren count? I mean, Eren was definitely viewed as a villain. I still see him as a villain. I kind of feel conflicted because, from what I recall, that was the only course of action where he could protect his people, was to start the rumbling. But I actually don't know. I don't remember if that really is or was. his only option? Like, was that really the only choice? I would let Makima manipulate me. Okay. We got more Simpson chat. Favorite muscle group to work out? Probably the lats or the shoulders. Favorite muscle group to work out? I agree with Muzan. With Muzan. Why do you agree with Muzan? What does he say? I'm fine. I don't need water. I'm fine. Thanks for my input. Anytime, dude. Definitely Stain. So yeah, a lot of people have mentioned Stain. And I'll just briefly repeat myself that I agree with his like views on the hero society, but not with murdering heroes as a solution. It wasn't the only choice, but bro can see the future, so did he really choose? So from my understanding is he could see every possible timeline, and that was the only future that would yield the result that he wanted. Kind of. Anime villains, I agree with. Probably Makishima Shogo from Psycho Pass. So you're the second person, I think, who has mentioned that, but it's been a long time since I watched that Psycho Pass, so you're going to have to clarify what they said or did that you support. I agree with Luffy eating chop. Okay. Do I have a favorite Dragon Ball movie? Probably Super Broly. You agree with yourself, so you're a villain. Good to know that, Zoro. Makishima Shogo was the white-haired guy who wasn't affected by the system and wanted to get rid of it. Okay, so I don't remember most of the plot, but I do remember the system of Psycho Pass, and he wanted to get rid of it, and I get that. I do agree with that. How do I feel about Obito's plan in Naruto? I think I can understand how he got there, but I don't think it was correct. Again, empathy, but not agreement. With Oda's not a villain. Oda's such a good guy. What are you talking about? A lot of people said they agree with Kira, and I just don't get it. I don't agree at all. He was again a psychopathic mass murderer with an ego complex. Favorite villain that isn't Meruem? I mean, okay, so second favorite villain? So you're not not a villain I agree with. You're just asking for a villain that I like. A villain that I like. I could go series by series. Like, Dofi's probably my favorite in One Piece. Aizen from Bleach. Pain from Naruto. I'll do one more. I'll say Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. I actually like him more than Chrollo. Gege is a villain, though. Oh, what did Gege do that makes him a villain? Come on. I agree with Sanji wanting the invisible fruit. No. I think most villains had good intentions but executed it horribly. I think, well, it can vary quite considerably there. I mean, statistically, do most villains in stories have some sort of story, like some sort of reasoning behind what they do? I guess you could make that statement. Maybe. I agree with Hero Killer Stain. Yeah, so again, Stain. A lot of people are saying Stain, which again I get. I do get. I just don't agree with him, but I get it. Shiori is my least favorite villain of all time. Okay, I mean, she wasn't high on my list. Gege killed off my goat. I mean, but guys, sometimes not every series is going to protect your favorite characters. I'm sorry, it's just sometimes good characters gotta go. Dio from JoJo's because his father didn't love him and was an alcoholic. Okay. So I've answered this before. Just because you have a sad backstory and went through trauma does not mean that decides the rest of your life. You still have to take accountability on the kind of person you become going forward. Maruki had good intentions. I still need to play Persona. Yeah, I don't know Persona. Thriller Bark has more hated side villains than Absalom, Hawkback. Yeah, those are pretty awful people. More so Dr. Hogback. More so Dr. Hogback. You read your YouTuber chat more than TikTok? I'm reading the chat equally, so I'm not playing favorites. I agree with Light's original idea, like before he went insane. I still disagree, because Light wanted to decide who would, just kill off all villains. I know later on, he kills anybody that gets in his way. But if you agree with just killing off all people who commit crimes, you go down a very dark path. Sid from Toy Story. Oh, Sid from Toy Story. Oh man, I actually have only seen the first two Toy Stories. I have not seen the newer movies. I haven't seen 3 and 4. Uh, how did that go? Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I'll watch them. I'll watch them. Which is the girl with the blue hair? That is Esdeath from Akame ga Kill. Shinsekai Yori's villain. Okay, I haven't seen that one. I don't know that one. Is she from? Yeah, she is from Akame ga Kill. You agree with Sid? I don't. I mean, I don't really like Sid. I didn't like him in The Shadow at all. I thought it was a pretty bad series. Do I agree with him? Can maybe if you elaborate on why you agree with him? Do I think grapists don't deserve death? Okay, so do you? So that's a very specific thing. Light was killing all criminals. Light was blanket literally looking up criminals on TV, on social media, whatever, and just killing them. That's not how society should be run. Now, I do believe that those kinds of criminals are among the worst of the worst and should be under the prison. But here's the thing. I don't want to give our government or any person the authority to decide life or death. I don't trust our government that much, or an arrogant high school kid with a god complex. But those are like some of the worst and should be kept away from society at all times. And if they were to suffer a very tragic, unfortunate outcome, I would not feel sad. I would not feel bad about it. I agree with Sid from Ice Age. Sid's not a villain. Sid's a good guy. I also agree with Zeke Yeager. Can you elaborate? What do I think Akainu would do if Kuzan became Fleet Admiral? Probably try and take over, and he wouldn't be confident in Kizaru doing the job, which I honestly don't. I would agree. I don't think Kizaru could do the job. Morally gray but problematic. CL from Black Butler was agreeable. So like Black Butler, I dropped very early on. I don't really know much about them. He mainly sought after people with corrupt morals. So like again, I'm not a Black Butler expert. I can't really comment on that. I just don't know. Meruem is an ant. How can he be a villain? What does your race, what does your species have to do with being a villain? What does that have to do with anything? Can Fujitori's sight come back with devil fruit? Not unless there's like a sight fruit. I don't think so. Unless he like somehow ended up with Viola's devil. Probably not. Probably not. Magellan. Okay. Again, Magellan was just doing his job while working and supporting a corrupt organization. So you can say he's just doing his job. He's still working for the wrong people. Shishio Makoto, Rurouni Kenshin. Oh, Shishio. Okay. Wait, why do you agree with him? Why do you agree with him? Oh, are you talking about because like he agreed that something about political corruption? I mean, I know he was betrayed. There might be something there might be something agreeable with Shishio. Why do I agree with Akihiko Kayaba? I don't. So the reason those characters are up on the screen is because I asked my Discord server to pick a bunch of random villains that I could put up on the screen. I don't agree with that many villains, and I needed people to put up. Do I agree with Scar from Fullmetal Alchemist? Again, he's another character that I can understand. I can empathize with Scar. I don't agree with Scar, but I get why he was pushed to do the things that he did. Are we going to see Luffy versus Blackbeard eventually? Rebelling against the betraying government. I mean, yeah, his government did betray him. His government, yeah, he was betrayed. So, if you're betrayed by your people, I mean, here's the thing, he also kills a lot. He also is willing to kill lots of completely innocent people. If he was just, going after the people that did those terrible things to him, okay. I can get by, I get it. Geto and Zamasu, I get, Geto, I don't get. Zamasu, I somewhat get. Like, I understand the logic process to get there. Geto, I just don't. I think Enel will come back in the final war. I agree. A real scum villain is Hojo from Final Fantasy. I haven't played Final Fantasy, so if you want to tell me a bit about them without spoiling too much, I'd be open to that. Light was never a villain. Light was always a villain right from the start. Let's say I agree with the idea, not the execution. Okay, I mean, you can do that. You can do that. Because I agree with a lot of the characters that you guys are listing in some ways. Like Pain, again, I empathize with. I kind of get their philosophy, their mentality, but I don't agree with their actions. Should Stain get life in prison? Here's the thing. I want to say yes, because he committed multiple homicides. Like, there's no way around saying that. He's committed multiple homicides. He's done bad things, and there should be consequences for those things. But I also get it, and I like Stain. It's just, I mean, also he can't, but anyways, I think he would serve life in prison. He committed multiple homicides. Yeah. I also think Captain Crow will come back. Yeah, maybe. Esdeath is not a villain I can fix. Oh, you're one of those. Okay. Zero from Code Geass. Zero is, again, another character who I don't agree with, though. How do I feel about Madara? Madara, I understand how he got there. Flawed mentality, flawed execution. I don't agree. I don't agree with it. You can, I think we gotta be able to differentiate between empathizing, understanding why they are the way they are, and agreeing with what they do. Majin Buu, look, the only way to agree with Majin Buu is if we're talking Fat Buu because he likes chocolate and ice cream, because I agree with that too. Axe Hand Morgan becoming a Garp level if he had trained. What are you talking about? Where's that coming from? I don't think you're fixing Esdeath. I agree with that. You're just simping for Esdeath. You're just simping. Poof was worse than Meruem. I would agree. I think Poof was worse than Meruem. I could get behind that. To be honest, I think Askeladd can be agreed with. He's just a product of his environment. Here's the thing. You're more than just a product of your environment. Obviously, your environment is going to be a factor in how you turn out, but there's still choice. And there are certain things where I can kind of get it. Anti-Spiral, I don't know their character. Like, I know who they are. I don't know a single thing about Anti-Spiral. I don't know anything about them. You agree with Kaiba? What did Kaiba do? Okay, I mean, I don't see Kaiba as a villain per se. He acts like one, though. Zeon faction from Gundam. I don't know about the Gundam factions. I don't really watch Gundam. Do I think JC staff will continue JJK after Mappa CEO or whatever he was contract ended? Maybe. Possibly. I'm not currently up to date on that whole situation with Mappa. Sosuke, I don't agree with Isaac. Like, if you're gonna ask me about a villain in general, could you ask me what is it that they did or said to agree with? Because I'm typically not going to blanket agree or disagree with a character all the way, most of the time. Sometimes I will. But like, what do you want my perspective on? I agree with so like, what do you agree with that Sukuna has done or said? Because I don't. I agree with another Griffith supporter. You guys are just coming out of the woodwork, aren't you? Mahito killing Nobara earned him my respect. Not just a typical teacher death in shonen, but killing an MC with plot armor is impressive. Well, Nobara is... Well, first of all, plot armor isn't real. It's just the author writing a story. And Nobara wasn't the MC, but okay. Do I agree with the Straw Hat dying at some point? No, I disagree. I actually did a video about that not long ago. So if you want to go back, like, I think 2 days, I did a video on that exact topic. I agree with Eren Yeager for revenge and freedom on the world. I disagree. I disagree with using genocide as a means of solution, and that I get you want to protect your people. I I don't think that's the approach, especially for if it's like protecting your people and that's like the only possible answer. I still don't agree with it, but I get it. But if we're talking revenge, then I really don't agree with it. Do I agree with the straw? I agree with one for all. You're gonna have to explain the one for all thing. I kind of agree for Obito in a sense. I don't. Because as I've said, empathy, agreement, two different things. I get where Obito comes from. I don't agree with his actions. Scar from another Scar. Okay, so again, Scar, another character who I get it. Don't agree. Dio Brando, I also don't agree. Unless there's something specific that he has said or done that, I might agree with, but right now I can't think of any. I agree with Karu. Karu's not a villain. Karu's not a villain, though. What are you talking about? Jubidara. Doesn't matter if it's Jubidara or Madara. He's the same person. I don't agree with him. Agree with? Are you 12? What are you talking about? This stream is literally about talking about villains' actions and philosophies and views or statements that we agree with. I agree 100% with what? Is Ainz a villain, though? I don't really think so. I agree with Kaguya. Can you elaborate? When you just list a character, can you elaborate on what you're agreeing with? I agree that Evergarden's age gap being weird, but I much prefer the love that feels pure and not maniacal. I don't like maniacal forced love either. I just think So like I agree that sometimes romance is forced and like manipulative or whatever. I don't like those. I also don't like creepy age gaps. I agree with Griffith. No, you don't. You're just saying that to try and rage bait, like a million people are. You agree with Frieza? Again, people are saying Frieza. What has Frieza done that you agree with? So, like, we all agree with Garo. What has Garo said or done that you agree with? Like, can you give some context? Lelouch opinions? Lelouch, he saw a flaw, like a deeply flawed, a discriminatory, damaged society, wanted to fix it, thought extreme measures were necessary, took extreme actions to change it, and I don't think, mass murder and war are necessarily the solutions. Almost never, but I can understand how we got there. So the Deoxys from Pokemon I don't see Deoxys as a villain. Deoxys isn't a villain. That guy gets it. Evergarden's romance is pure, not forced, creepy. So Evergarden, here's the thing. Evergarden's romance is not forced. It's just creepy because of the age gap. It's not forced. That is a different matter. I low-key agree with the worst villain of all, me. Of course you agree with me. I'm right. I agree with Toji selling Mega... Oh my goodness. I agree with Yuhabok. Okay, you agree with Yuhabok. What has Yuhabok done that you agree with? That the existence of mortals only bring upon pain, war, and conflict. So, like, is Zamasu technically wrong from their observations of mortals and, No, they're technically not wrong in their observations. That's what they literally see the same thing happening again and again. I just don't think that wiping out all mortal existence is the solution. I agree with Bond. What has Bond said that you... Well, Bond's not a... I don't see Bond as a villain. I mean, Bond is sometimes perceived as a villain, but, I don't see Bond as a villain. Aside from, I'll hold that comment. I agree with Blackbeard from One Piece. If this is the statement that that people's dreams never end, then I agree with that. Meruem, I also agree with him openly. Squidward is the most relatable antagonist. Sometimes yes. As long as two mortals exist, one will want the other dead one day. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't feel that way. I agree with Plankton. I can give Plankton some credit there. So fair enough. Isn't Blackbeard just hunting the One Piece? There's a lot more to it than that. I don't know how far into One Piece you are, but Blackbeard has a pretty deep backstory that we got a lot more recently in the manga. I agree with Magellan. Technically, he's been doing nothing wrong but his job. Again, I have to keep it. Magellan is doing something wrong. Just because you are doing your job does not mean it is wrong to be doing that job. If you are working for a corrupt organization that enforces discrimination and slavery and mass murder and corruption, that is not an organization you want to be working for. What would I rate Akame ga Kill? Like a 8-ish, maybe a high 7s. Have I seen Welcome to NHK? Not yet. So so many people are saying Madara, and I get it. People love Madara. He's a cool villain. He's badass. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I don't agree with him. Same with Pain. He's cool. I love the character. Don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. Yeah, I don't agree with Marines either. I'm on Enies Lobby. Probably shouldn't be here. So here's the thing. You can be here. You can be here because we're talking about villains that we like villains and their actions or quotes or statements that you agree with. If there's something spoiler potentially, I will give a warning. So you should be good. Bowser just wanted a girlfriend, so he had to keep stealing someone else's girl. Or didn't Peach go? Maybe Peach liked Bowser all along. What do I think about Licked from Licked from Black Clover? Give me a second to remember who Licked was. Oh, wait. I think I got just quick description of who he was. Like, I'm just bad with names. I'm just bad. I describe them, I'll know who it is. I don't believe Pain is a villain. He is just doing what he thinks is right to create peace. So here's the thing. Just because you're doing what you think is right does not mean you are given a pass on all the things that you do. For example, we are seeing things in the real world right now. People who think they are doing very good things, but are committing human atrocities, like massive atrocities, right? So just because Pain wants to end war and create peace does not mean they get a pass on going around killing a whole bunch of people. Like, you can empathize with where he came from and what he's observed and experienced. You can do that while not forgiving them or giving them a pass. Ganondorf just wanted a yellow triangle. So I actually don't know that much about Ganondorf. I only play him in Smash Bros. Because he's fun, but I don't know his story really. I don't think he was right, but Jogo is so... I like Jogo. I mean, views aside, I like Jogo. Do I think Itachi was right for choosing a village over his family? I actually do. In that specific context of your question, yes. Because if your family is trying to incite a coup that will lead to the death of many people, most of which who had nothing to do with their circumstances, yeah, I would say yes. Can I watch? No. I don't think he was right, but Jogo is bad. I already answered that one. Do I think Meruem is right? I think Meruem, at the end of the series, in his final statement, when he was fighting... why am I forgetting his name again? When he was fighting Netero, I agree with that. Like, his final words there. I agree with that, yes. Do I agree with King Fritz? You're going to have to remind me who that was and what they said. I'm better with faces than names. If I have watched Kingdom. Nope, haven't seen it. I have not seen Kingdom yet. Edward Richtofen, Call of Duty Black Ops. I haven't played Black Ops. I have not played Black Ops since Black Ops 2 when it released. I am, out of touch. Licht was the leader. Okay, Licht was the leader of the Elf tribe and original owner of the Leaf Grimoire. I liked Licht. I mean, do I agree with them? No, but were they a cool villain? Then yes. Yes, they were. Donkey Kong's not a villain, again. Doofenshmirtz, I already said I agree with. Big Mom, wanting to create her like fantasy dreamland kind of thing. I guess in that case. Opinion on Maharaga? I mean, he's just a summoning that goes around fighting whatever he's summoned to fight, right? Is he really? Is he really a villain? Itachi is the strongest Uchiha who ever lived. I don't really care about the power scaling side of it. Griffith was just trying to chase his dream. No, no. Griffith is human. Well, he's scum. Griffith is scum. You can say you can explain why he got to where he is. Doesn't forgive his actions. What do I agree with Johan? Okay, let me explain this. The characters on the green screen are not characters I necessarily agree with. I literally just asked my Discord to pick random villains that they would want to see on the green screen. I didn't tell them what it was going to be about either. I literally said just pick some villains, and it was blind. I agree with the pirate monkey from you agree with the pirate monkey from Ice Age 4. I haven't seen Ice Age 4. I 100% agree with Kuma if he's even considered a villain. I don't think Kuma's a villain at all. He is like the ultimate good boy. Can we all agree Jing from Hunter x Hunter is the villain? He's definitely a bad dad. He's definitely a bad dad. Is he a I don't think being a bad dad makes you a villain though. Like it just makes you he's just a bad father. Mr. Crocker. Oh my God, what a poll. What a poll. Okay, what do you agree with from Mr. Crocker? How you doing, Ahmad? I agree with Bernie Sanders. Capitalism is going to into oligarchy. We need a new form of socialism, not capitalism. I'm not a capitalist either. I think Princess Peach is a villain, low-key. She let herself be caught. Yes, probably. Okay, I'll agree. Do I think Yuhabak's point of view was fully bad? From what I can remember off the top of my head, yes. Greed from F. Okay, so like greed, which version of greed? Because we have more than one greed. Like, are we talking the first or the second? Do I think Madara could have prevented the war himself? I don't know if one person. I don't think he could. No. Scar from Fullmetal Alchemist. Scar's, he has a sad backstory. I can empathize. He went through war and loss and death and all that. And it was all one big scheme on top of that. It still doesn't give him a pass, though. So here's the thing. I disagree with it. I disagree with your statement that Light's original ideology before he went all psycho. I disagree with that. I disagree with you. Because Light still had the mentality of just kill all criminals. Like, if you commit a crime, you go to jail, death. I'm sorry, but like, I disagree with this approach. I disagree with this approach completely. Everyone who agrees with Eren assumes they will be in the 20%. That is also true. I mean, that might be true, potentially. Because you could be a random citizen in the middle of nowhere, and suddenly there's a titan killing everybody. I set up the Hojo non-spoiler explanation. I said it a few times, but I'm too scared to post it because I don't want to. Here's the thing: if you you're not gonna get a timeout if you say like spoiler warn. Like if you give a spoiler warning in advance, I'm not gonna time you out. And if I do, by chance, accidentally time you out, then I will apologize and I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen again. Like, I'm not saying I've never made the mistake of timing out the wrong person. Like, I've done it, and I apologize. You should be fine. Can we agree on AM? I have no mouth, and I must scream. Okay, I'm lost there. No, you're not timed out, Spotify. Do I think Clan is worth watching? Yes. Lelouch from Code Geass? Lelouch, I disagree with his actions. I understand why he did what he did. I agree with Okay, I've seen multiple people agree with Geto, and not one has explained why. Why do you agree with Geto? Licht is an agreeable villain? I mean, I don't think Licht is that bad. Like, agreeable. Kind of? I guess? More so than some, I would say. Howdy, me again. Fire Force Season 3 just came out, and the best way I can describe it personally. Fire Force didn't just come out. Season 3 has been out for a bit. Have I watched To Your Eternity? Yes, I have. But we're trying to focus more on villains right now. Unless we want to talk about the villains from To Your Eternity, which nobody has mentioned, by the way. Nobody has talked about the Knockers. I haven't seen anybody talk about the Knockers. Doflamingo was not justified. You'll need to explain that. Fire Force has been out for a long time. Light did say he knew killing is very wrong, but he had to do it so the people are safe. The thing is, he's wrong about that. He's wrong. He says killing is wrong, then goes about using murder as a means of control and deterrent. That's not how you get people to stop committing crimes. Killing people is not how you stop crime. What do I feel about the Knockers? So the Knockers, the reason they do what they do is because they see that all life leads to pain. So by killing people and ending their life, they're ending suffering, which I don't agree with. Life is a beautiful thing that is a mix of both pain and suffering, but also lots of happiness and wonder and fun and joy. It's a balance of two. It's a balance of everything. So to say that life is just pain, let's just end their suffering. It's a very dark view of life. Pennywise? I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Majin Vegeta just wanted to get a bit stronger. Majin Vegeta just wanted to bring back the darkness in their heart so they could fight with Goku again. And the thing is, that was not the right move. I agree with Eren Yeager, you've seen what he went through. Just because a character goes through bad stuff does not mean they are forgiven. You still get to decide the kind of person you become in the actions you take. Do I think Zamasu was right? No. Do I understand the thought process of he's witnessing mortals do the same thing repeatedly over and over? Yes. I understand the frustration. I don't think eliminating all life is the solution. So Bon Clay is technically a villain. Bon Clay is a villain. They've done crimes. They've done bad things. Could you agree with some of the things Bon Clay has done? Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Mr. 3, I also agree with him sometimes. He did help rescue Ace. He did help rescue Ace, by the way. What do I think about Dio Brando? I haven't seen the earlier seasons in a long time. I know his backstory is sad, abusive, alcoholic father and all that. I don't know about the later seasons. I haven't gotten there yet. I know he's in part 7 or 8 or something like that. I'm not there yet. Bon Clay is a goddamn angel. Bon Clay. Bon Clay, as he is now, is a very good person, but we can't pretend he never did anything bad. We can't just dismiss that because of the awesome things he does now. So, but the question is, do we agree with some of the things he does? Yes, I do. Fix my camera? In what sense? I'm looking at my camera. Do you want to, lower? Do you want, this? I can't really do much. I can do that. I agree with Frieza. Okay, nah, come on. You can't agree with genocide and slavery and racism. Kingdom Hearts has really good villains. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I just have not seen... I haven't played Kingdom Hearts. So, you would have to educate me a bit on that, because I just don't know anything about it. Dio is a mentor to the villain in Part 6. Okay, so I'll see that in Part 6. I agree with Zeke. Eldions would still live in peace, and they would cease to exist. Mikasa and Eren would live a happily married life. So, apparently, from my understanding, or from what I remember, is that Eren saw every possible timeline, so maybe that wouldn't have panned out that way. I don't know. Maybe it could have. I don't know. Meruem genuinely has a good philosophy. I agree. I do agree. Did I already talk about Vlad from Castlevania? I don't think anyone has mentioned them yet. No. I don't think anyone's mentioned them yet. Itachi, no. I mean, what specific thing that Itachi has said or done that you do agree with? Because Itachi has done things that I could agree with. He's also done things I don't agree with. So you gotta specify. I love Eren, but the choice he made was dumb. I mean, I think I need to go back for some context to really say. So like apparently there was no choice, but like I need to go back and really like, was there really nothing else? Was really like attacking, was destroying the world really the only solution? How do I agree with Cube? I don't. The reason they're up on the screen is we picked random characters to put up there. I literally just put up villains to stop people as they're scrolling by. Which villain do I like more, Sukuna or Doflamingo? Easily Doflamingo. Well, I mean, I like Doflamingo's writing more. Like, I like Sukuna more just because I hate Doflamingo, but I hate Doflamingo because he's written to be hated. No, I don't agree with Light at all. Mario is the real villain. He's 30 and Princess Peach is 17. Is that actually accurate? Because I would say, okay, that's pretty bad. I agree with Madara. I don't. As I've explained many a times, that empathy only gets you so far with me. The way Eren talked to Mikasa made me hate him even more. Can you specify what specific thing he said? I'm the villain, hands down. Okay, I'm fine with that. Oh, my phone is dying, but it's hanging in there. Zamasu. A lot of people like to say Zamasu. You know, witnessed mortals do the same thing over and over and over again. I get it. I still don't think, ending all life is the solution. How you doing, Tom? Eren literally said he simply wanted to do it. Again, like a lot of people are saying that there was no choice. There was a choice. His choice was dumb. I would not want to go back myself if I have the time to really kind of confirm before I speak out of my butt and pretend I know what I'm saying. When he said he hated her ever since they were kids, that would, yeah, I think I remember that scene. That would have pissed me off. Although I don't think he meant that. I don't think he meant that at all. But I get why he said it though. I don't like that though. Askeladd, I have mixed views because like, there's times I agree with him, times I don't. So we would need to kind of dive into which specific parts. Eren was lying. Yeah, I agree. Eren was lying when he said that to Mikasa. That I remember. Which one is Rachel? Rachel is in the bottom right. She's the girl in the red dress, blonde hair. She is from Tower of God. She is a vile piece of scum and deserves to be yeeted off the tower. Versus every villain, I obviously beat every villain. I agree with Maki. The things they did to her and the clan, they deserved it. So, like, did Maki go through a lot of hell? Yeah. I don't think revenge is ever the answer. Like, sometimes it could be satisfying to watch on screen. I think from an observer's point of view, like sometimes it's like, yeah, I get it. Do I agree with anyone on the screen? Meruem is the villain who I agree with the most at the end of the series. Yeah, so yes. Rachel's up there with the doctor from Fullmetal Alchemist. So Shao Tucker, he's bad. I don't agree with Shao Tucker at all. I just think there's worse villains, but he's bad. He said he wanted to see the world flattened, probably because he was full of rage and anger. But like Eren was undeniably full of rage and anger and frustration. So like I get it. It's just, was that like, I think, was his course of action purely dictated by his limitations? Like it's either do this or everybody dies, or was it partly motivated because of his anger? See you later, Devilish. I want to watch Monster, but I feel like it's another Death Note. It's not. It's a different series entirely. I recommend it. Favorite Sukuna. Sukuna again. What specific thing about Sukuna do you agree with? I don't get Muzan Kibutsuji. So Muzan pretty much wanted to become a perfect immortal being. Like that was his ultimate goal, was to acquire a body that gave him perfect immortality, and that ended up being well. I don't want to say anything more because then now I'm getting into spoiler territory. Because he was threatened. I mean, again, we can get into the motives for Eren all day long. I'm never going to agree with exterminating most of humanity. I'm just never going to agree with that. That bird is the personification of Hitler. Which bird? What bird are you talking about? My first anime was Dragon Ball, but why does he have to kill so many people to do that, like Tony Joe's family? We're talking about Eren Yeager, like exterminating most of mankind. So the reason that Eren felt it was necessary to wipe out pretty much everybody outside of Paradise Island was that way he could guarantee there's no more enemies, that the outside world would be safe and they'd be okay. Maki killing the Zenin clan was basically just Itachi. I mean, the thing is, that I think that's different. Why? Because Itachi killed off his clan to prevent a coup. I agree with Broly. Which Broly and why? Geto kind of, but not really. See, again, multiple people have said Geto. Please, somebody explain what do you agree with when it comes to Geto? Where's the walking pad? It's long gone. What if they... Here's the thing. Just because someone deserves to have bad things happen because of the horrible things they've done does not mean that revenge is the solution. I'm not going after the people, like if I told you some of the stuff that I've witnessed or experienced, revenge doesn't solve anything. You might think in some cases it might make sense, I guess, possibly, it depends on the context, and most of the time, no. You agree with Kid Buu, just destroy all that exists? I mean, okay. I feel like Eren was very misunderstood, though I still don't completely understand his choices. So, like, I don't understand his choices fully because I just forgot some of the information. So, like, maybe, are there some details that you forgot as well? I don't agree with Doflamingo. Well, obviously not. He gets mad when you just don't treat him like a celestial dragon and a good character, right? Yeah, so, like, I think the Doflamingo is a great villain. I love his writing. I don't side with him. I don't agree with almost anything he does. Some of the things he says is actually pretty fire. But no, I don't agree with him. Which Broly and why is... Exactly, because, like, are we talking Z Broly? Are we talking Super Broly? I agree with Piccolo, or farming is more important than winning a fight. I mean, Piccolo's not a villain at that point. Piccolo was only a villain in, like, from Dragon Ball till early Z. What do I think about Cell? He's one of my favorite villains in the Dragon Ball franchise. I don't agree with him, but I think he's a great villain. Wasn't L technically a villain? So here's the thing. He's an antagonist. So L was an antagonist to the MC, which was Light. L was not a villain. He was the good guy. It's just in Death Note, the MC was the bad guy, which we don't get as often. Z Broly has more aura, though. I mean, that wasn't the question. The question was, which Broly do you agree with and why? William Afton? I don't know who William Afton is. Light was truly a true and fair god. Okay, no, he wasn't. You've seen it from a media point of view? Seen what from a media point of view? A Medusa from Witchcraft Works opinion. I haven't seen Witchcraft Works. I don't know it. Because of Geto, it was forcing evolution and curses disappearing is ultimately a good thing. Forcing evolution? Forcing evolution is not no. That's like we're getting into like superior race theory, like master race theory. Someone said Goku Black. That's a good one. A lot of people have said, well, Zamasu, Goku Black, effectively the same thing in this context. A lot of people have said it. And I think it's a good one, but I also don't agree. Because I can walk my way there logically, I don't agree with his approach to wipe out all living things. All mortals. What would I do with the Dragon Balls? Honestly, the real me would hope, in an ideal world, I would hope that I would not use them, because I don't believe anyone should have the kind of power to do anything. So if I had to make a wish, I would try to make the most simple, mundane wish, or a wish that would benefit most people. Like make sure every single person has access to all the food, water, and shelter that they need to live a reasonable quality of life. Maybe something like that. Have I seen Shangri-La? I have. Are we talking about Shangri-La villains? He was making people sources, which means curses would disappear. But, like, you're forcing things upon an entire population. Like, you can't decide that for everybody. Lord Farquaad. Why? Okay, but Farquaad was a terrible person. Lord Farquaad was an awful, awful person. What do you mean misunderstood? Have I seen Psychopaths? I've seen the first season. What would you do if you had a Death Note? I would burn it. I would destroy it. I do think the Demon Slayer core was so harsh and Kaguya was a horrible leader. I don't think they were a horrible leader. Maybe you could expand on that. Who said Toji? Someone, I think a couple people said Toji. Dr. Zeno? Who? Dr. Zeno. I feel like I should know that person. That's what makes AOT great. Mass murder? And even Eren repented choosing the way? I don't think that's what makes AOT great. I agree with Denji. Okay. Alright. What do I think about people saying Gojo can beat Goku? I don't get involved in those debates. It's just an endless cycle of people fighting over nothing. Muzan is a top tier villain. He just went killing families like Meruem did. I can't agree that Muzan is a top tier villain. I think he's an average villain at best. Do I agree with anyone from JoJo's? So like that's kind of a very vague statement. Also like the only villain I really remember, I remember a couple of like side henchmen from part 4. I remember Kira, and I don't agree with Kira at all. Aside from like wanting to lead a peaceful life, I could agree with that. But he says he wants a peaceful life and wants to, goes around murdering people. Not exactly the way to do it. No moral, no heroics, just a fellow dude. I agree with Denji. It's a true man. Diavolo? I feel like I forget who Diavolo is. I'm sorry I keep forgetting characters' names. What's with the stuff that Simon? I don't really partake in the power scaling debates, so I can't really expand on that. Also, I didn't finish the series where Simon is from. Mahito is a good villain, but I low-key hate him. Here's the thing. Mahito is a good villain because he's written to be hated. Like, you hate him because he's written that way, which means it's good writing. It's good writing. It makes you angry when you see him do things because it was well done. Stain was justified. So, like, I don't think Stain was justified. I get where he's coming from. I get why he killed other heroes. He is, like, he saw the corruption in hero society and did something about it. I don't like his approach, but I get it. Light, 100% no. He was awful. Light can't defend him. Is Pokemon anime? Yes. How about the Red Hot Chili Pepper guy? Wait, from JoJo's? Either I forgot who he is, or I haven't seen that part yet. Because parts 1 through 3 I saw many years ago, and anything past part 4 I haven't seen yet. Tanya, from Tanya the Evil. I know what that is, I haven't seen it. Like, I've seen a clip or two here and there, but I have not actually watched the series. She seems pretty evil, though. Madara is a fantastic villain. He's a fantastic villain. He is one of my favorite villains. He's not my favorite villain, but he's one of my favorites from the Naruto franchise. Diavolo. Okay, so Diavolo's part 5. I haven't started part 5 yet. I don't agree with Light's death. I would. I was okay with it catching him, but his death was pathetic. It should have been pathetic. It needed to be pathetic and demeaning. That's the point. Like, he was a coward. He was reckless. He was careless. Like, we knew he was going to die that kind of death right from the start. I think it was pretty clear as we saw his deterioration, as his behavior escalated and his like faculties just kind of went off the rail. Like, we knew it was going to go that way. The death was actually one of my favorite parts of the series. The first half, I was great. Everything after that, I didn't really enjoy. The ending was great. Light was in the right? No. He was never in the right. Light was never in the right. If you think using murder, mass murder, with no any regulation in place, as a means of deterrent and control, is a way to run society, I disagree with you fundamentally. What do I think about Dr. Stone and this one guy talking about it? I like Dr. Stone. Got some pretty solid characters in there. I like Light's death. Yeah, I like Light's death as well. I thought that was with Ryuk being the finishing touch. Yeah, that was great. Agree completely. Meruem was not really a villain. So here's the thing. Meruem definitely starts off as a villain. Like, upon introduction, he's a villain. There's no denying that. By the end of the series, his new mentality is not that of a villain. Unless you want to argue that, like, he was willing to do violent things to bring about change, as he talked about. Am I crazy for not disagreeing with it? Like, I say that I'm not a proponent of violence. Like, I don't. If an alien were to invade and kind of just, hey, you guys keep messing up, we're gonna just kind of tear all this down and fix it, I'd be like, you know what, you do your thing. I'm okay with it. I don't agree with violence as the solution, but like, I would let Mitt run things. I would let him do it. I've just watched a vegan teacher stream and it was dreadful. I like Light's death. I already saw that one. Shinobu is a sort of a reasonable villain. Views humans as irredeemable creatures. I just think that his moral standpoint, he fails to see that not all humans are that way. So like, I don't see people as being beyond redemption. Like, I know I criticize humanity a lot. I'm kind of more of a pessimist when it comes to humanity. I will admit that. But like, we can change. We can do better. Best MC all time. I don't have a best MC of all time. I've seen nearly 1,000 series. I just can't pick one character. Ibarra. Who is Ibarra again? Yeah, I don't remember who Ibarra is. I don't remember who Ibarra is. I sent some stuff to the gaming channel of the Discord so I can check it out later. Doesn't zoom away in chat. Okay, good to know. I agree with Mewtwo. Mewtwo is another, like, they were literally created and experimented on and used as like, just used to further humanity and used as a puppet. And then he kind of like, okay, you guys are all terrible people. Yeah, fair. He was literally born into the guy knew nothing else. Like, he was literally born in a lab to be used as a lab rat. So like, valid crash out by Mewtwo. Is Tokyo Ghoul gigantic the same as the normal one? What do you mean, gigantic? Attack on Titan Eren. We've covered Eren a few times. I don't agree with him. I really don't. Squealer from Shinsekai Yuri totally justified. I actually don't know that one. I just don't know that series. Okay, Ibarra from Dr. Stone, season 3. Season 3. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Oh, wait. I'll look that one up because I remember season 3. I remember season 3. Oh, this guy was awful. Wait, you agree with him? You agree with it? What? That's what I thought it was. What? I'm so confused as to how people agree with him. Did I think Maki slaughtering the Zenin clan was deserved? I never believe slaughtering a clan is deserved. I think sometimes you can... maybe some... I know they put Maki through a lot, but... I want to say no. I said that I'm not pro-murder so much that I don't think I can... I think I have to say no. Bleach from you. I don't agree with Bleach. Kiaru from... I'm not even going to read that show's title. Definitely Kid Buu. Multiple people keep saying Kid Buu. You got to explain. You started Persona 5 Royale. Okay, I don't know anything about Persona 5. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about Persona. Thoughts on All for One? I definitely don't agree with him. I don't agree with him at all. Light reduced crime? No, he didn't. So like, light reduced, okay, because everyone was scared to commit crime. That is not how you go about reducing crime. Committing mass murder is not how you go about reducing crime. You know how you go about reducing crime? You improve people's circumstances so they don't need to commit crime to be able to provide a decent life. Like, if someone has food, water, shelter, a safe neighborhood, a community, like the resources they need, the crime rate would drop so dramatically. No one needs to die. No one needs to suffer to accomplish this. Subaru Natsuki shouldn't be in ReZero anymore. I don't see how that makes any sense. Out of every anime, which one do I think has the best power system? Nen or Alchemy? Griffith is valid? No, he's absolutely not. He good character, well written, not forgivable, no. He didn't have those resources. He had the Death Note. Yeah. So, you know what you do to help your community? You don't commit mass murder. You help people. You can go work a job that involves like helping your local community. You can volunteer. You could donate. You can do a bunch of different things to help people. Bet, ignore me, bro. Okay, I mean, all right. Thoughts on Doflamingo? Great character, great villain. Don't agree with his actions ever. Says some pretty fire lines, though. I mean, Light wanted world peace. Okay, Light's version of peace was him being a god that is worshipped and feared by everyone, and him being the judge, jury, and executioner. How do so many people defend Light? Come on. Stop saying... You keep saying Frieza. Explain the logic there. Okay. No, they didn't. Okay. Were some people outside of Paradise Island awful and would attack them regardless? Yes. Some of them were evil. There were a bunch of random people who had nothing to do with Paradise Island, innocent civilians, billions of them, and everyone is like, let's just wipe out everybody. Show me the Black Bulls painting. I can do that. I can do that. There you go. There it is. Okay, putting that back. Gotta be careful. And we're good. Okay. Do you think the outcome of Light's plan was good? No. No, I did not like anything to do with Light's plan at all. I agree with Light because I want to be a god too. No, well, he didn't turn out to be a god, did he? Was Noya's death deserved? I don't remember who Noya. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting everyone's names. I have to just apologize. I keep forgetting everyone's names. But the crime rate though. If the means you are using is not sustainable, long-term, or ethical, like what are you doing? Come on. Frieza help planets by like mass murdering them, enslaving them, and selling them? No. How you doing, Joseph? About the Discord, where do I watch anime? So if you join the frequently at the FAQ, go to the FAQ section, the frequently asked questions, and scroll down, like all the way down. There's a list at the bottom. Shao Tucker did nothing wrong. You're one of those cat girl fans, right? You just want people who you want further research into making cat girls. Let's say Light was a good person. Okay, that's a stretch. I've never seen Death Note, but would he be forced to write? No, he's not forced to write in the Death Note. He's not forced to write in it. He chose to write in it. Originally, he thought it was a joke. I won't say anything more than that, but no, he was not forced to use it. What's the difference between these religious gods and Light? They are not merciful gods, bring undeserved death. Which religious gods? Like, what are you talking about? We're talking about, like, in real life, people, like, we're talking about, like, religious people who take things way too far and kill people for no reason? Because, like, I disagree with that. Like, if you're a religious fanatic and go around murdering people who don't agree with you, I don't agree with them either. They're completely deranged, unhinged. They're wrong too. Aizen from Bleach would have been a good god for 3 worlds. I wouldn't want Aizen as god. The Death Note was sustainable if the cops weren't after it. You can't use murder as a means of, like, no, guys, why do you think this? There's something actually, if you're being serious, there's actually something wrong with you on a deep level. If you think the best way to go about stopping crime is murder, that is just wrong. That is just wrong. Why can't you think, like, is it really that crazy to, let's just try and make society better for people? Come on. I don't agree with Light, but the biggest antagonist in Death Note is the Death Note itself. I mean, the Death Note is what ultimately led to everything. So, though it has no will of its own. I don't think you can make something an inanimate object the will of an antagonist. Light was evil, bro. He was evil for sure. Is there an anime about homeless people? There probably is. I just don't know it. Yeah, I agree with Thanos. I can debunk that right now. Thanos wanted to eliminate half the population because of the shortage of resources. Right? That was the solution. So here's the thing. One, the population is going to regrow eventually. Will take a while, but it's going to happen. Two, he could have just created more resources. More resources, no pain, no suffering, no death, no war. Done. Do I know the trolley problem? I am familiar with the trolley problem. Would I kill one to save five? So like you do nothing, more people die. You do something, you save like. No matter what, your inaction. Here's the thing: if you inaction is still inaction. Like you can choose not to do something that still counts. So if I'm going to, I'd probably pull the lever. No, KR, you are incorrect. I disagree with you on a fundamental level of ethics. I do not agree with light at all. Are there any you agree with? I agree with Meruem's statement that the current system in human society where a few dominate the top while the rest of the population struggles to survive makes no sense and needs to be taken down. Thanos killed Spider-Man. Who'd agree with that guy? Yeah, well, yeah. Watching Helsing since I recommended it to me yesterday. It's really good so far. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Dr. Zeno from Dr. Zeno from Dr. Stone season 4. Okay, now I remember who it is. Okay, now I got it. Do I agree with him? No, I agree with. I'm Team Senku unless there's something specific he said that I might agree with. The Viltrumites, I definitely don't agree with the Viltrumites. Makima the Benevolent, no. 86, haven't seen it. Cecil Invincible. Is he Cecil? Trying to remember who Cecil was. Eren Yeager. Again, I don't agree with him at all. I don't agree with mass genocide as being a solution. Stain. A lot of people have said Stain. A lot of people have said Eren. Stain. I agree with more. I don't agree with him, but I get him more. Like I understand. Bro not responding to Goku Black? I've answered Goku Black many a times. Chat can vouch for that. I have addressed Goku Black and Zamasu many times. So don't worry, I have. I'll say it again. I disagree with him. The logic is there. The plan of action is not. I don't follow. I don't agree with pain. For sure. Like again, can you empathize? Yes. Can I agree? No. Garo from One Punch Man. So what has Garo done or said that I would agree with? Because like he's protected kids, so like I agree with protecting kids. Like he did protect the kid a couple of times, so I agree with that. How you doing? Pretty good. I just know some guy he said agrees with. The amount of people who have in chat have said they agree with Griffith is insane, but most of them are trolling. Or most of them would say it's something pertaining to, like, before he went all crazy. What about Itachi? Again, depends which part. Like, murdering the clan to stop a war? I kind of get it. Punishing what he did to Sasuke? Then no. Are there any of you? Yeah, I said Meruem. I already explained. I agree with Meruem. Did I watch Evergarden? Evangelion, sorry. No, I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes before I dropped it. Do you agree with Eren? No. So here's the thing. What could he have done differently? For me to properly answer what could have Eren done differently, I would need to go back and fact check myself to make sure that I fully understand the limitations of his power and the context and motivations of his choices. So did he really see every possible timeline? Was there really no other option? Was he possibly motivated by anger, revenge, and hatred? Or is it entirely to protect his people? I would need to go back and fact check myself. I agree with Uncle Iroh. Azula is crazy. I love Iroh. Iroh is wonderful. Shao Tucker did nothing wrong. Yes, he did. He murdered his wife, his daughter, and a dog. Gojo the Slaughter. I don't agree with. Well, I mean, what do you mean Gojo the Slaughter? Like when he. What do you mean? I think of the follow from Malik. Hayase. Hayase. I'm blanking again. I keep blanking on so many names. Lelouch, I don't agree with, as I've said, but I can empathize because he wanted to do good things. big changes needed to happen, and in order for them to happen, he thought drastic measures were necessary, and his course of action. I just don't agree with the course of action. Have I read Steel Ball Run? No, I have not. I'm not there yet. Okay? I know you're trying to be funny, Misconception, but nah, come on. What do I think about Muzan? I have seen Demon Slayer. I think I don't agree with anything he does. I think he's a mid-tier villain with no major actions or philosophies that I have agreed with. I don't really know what the current conversation is about, but I agree with Katakuri. I mean, we're talking about villains whose actions or statements or philosophies you can agree with. Doesn't have to be all of them, but like something. Also, just a heads up, my phone is only at 7%, so I'm not going to be live much longer. So if you want to join the Discord, follow on Twitch, do all those things, Patreon, all of it, it's all in the link tree. It's all on it's all tagged. Just a heads up for that. We'll be live again. We will be live again tomorrow, possibly. I'm moving tomorrow, by the way. I am moving tomorrow, so it's going to be a busy day. If I miss a stream, no big deal. We'll be live on Sunday. Worst case. I agree with Free Ren. Those chests might... Oh, you agree with Free Ren? Chests might have grimoires. Worth to check it. My God. Free Ren's not a villain, though. Madam, Stain from MHA. A lot of Stain fans. Again, I like him. He's cool. Great character. I get the mentality, don't agree with the actions. I'm not going to support murder as a solution. Eren did nothing wrong. He did the best so for me to fully give a response to the Eren feedback, I would need to go back and fact check myself, as I said, because I don't remember all the details. I agree with Esdeath. Are you just going to say you agree with Esdeath because she's hot? Are you another Esdeath simp? Because I've already had a few of those. Where am I moving to? Same area. I'm just getting a better bigger place, nicer place, cheaper place. I agree with Dofi. In what context? Because Dofi has said that the victors of war decide history, and that is true. But he's also a terrible person, so I don't agree with the things he does. Thank you, Locked. I appreciate that. I remember you from the last time. Nice meeting you. We had okay. I agree with Zeldris because he saves an entire race and makes the Demon Realm a good place. Yes, you are someone who knows Four Nights of the Apocalypse, so you know that. I like Zeldris. I agree. I like Zeldris. I agree with You agree with Father. You agree with Father? Why? That's a first. You're just okay. You agree with Frieza. You're just a racist. Do I agree with Kira Principal? No. Kira said that you're talking about Kira from JoJo's Part 4, who said they want to live a quiet and simple life, then proceeds to be a serial killer. So, if you want to live a quiet, simple life, don't go around murdering people. Baya Broly did nothing wrong. That movie was terrible. Baya Broly was not good. Askeladd, or however it was from Finland, Saga because he actually meant to protect the whales. Am I forgetting something? I feel am I blanking on some details? Kira from, Light? Light was a piece of garbage. No, I don't agree with him at all. Did I agree with Sasuke? What specific thing that are you talking about when it comes to Sasuke? Are you talking about a pursuit of revenge? No, I don't agree with that. Your cat died? Rest in peace, kitty. That's tragic. I'm sorry. Favorite Fate series? Unlimited Blade Works. Why not Light? Because Light was a deranged, an egomaniac, unstable high school kid with a god complex who used murder as a means of controlling a population, but it became less about helping people and more about just him being the judge, jury, and executioner. And even then, when he wanted to use murder as a means of making society better, I disagree with that approach very strongly. Your thoughts on Yuji's cog-like philosophy? You know what? I feel like it's not as fun as Yuji's original mentality. I see how he got there, but it doesn't feel as fun as how he was at the start. How about Kenjaku? All he wants to do is make all sorcerers do nothing wrong. No, I disagree with that. I disagree with forcing everyone to be a sorcerer, because this is again the master race thing. Sorcerers are superior. I don't feel like anyone should have that kind of control or say or anything like that. It was heavily amplified by the Death Note. Light wasn't always that bad. So here's the thing. When we are given the power to, when you are given the means of doing more things, it reveals our character. So if you weren't like that before, okay, let's take away the Death Note and say money. If you have no money and now you suddenly have a lot of money, that will reveal your character more. Like if you use that money to do horrendous things or like all about yourself or very selfish things, then that reveals your true nature. If you become like a multimillionaire and you use that to help a lot of people and you're not secretly trying to get something, behind the shadows in return, like some people do, then that will also speak volumes about your character. Well, if you have a demon living inside you that just killed thousands of people, he would be, yeah. So like, are we talking about like Gara? I mean, that'd be depressing. I agree with Bertold and Reiner. I would also get rid of Marco if he discovered we are Titans. I mean, you're still okay. No, I don't agree with Madara. I don't. I've said many a times this stream, I don't agree with him. Because you can understand why he feels that way, why he views the world the way he does. But his version of peace is a lie. It's a very pessimistic, give up attitude. Why do I not? I just explained that like Madara just wants to put everyone under hypnosis because he believes real peace is impossible. He's given up on humanity. Who do I think is a better MC, Eren or Lelouch? I think Lelouch. I'd use large sums of money to do very neutral things. So here, like, what do you mean neutral? Here's the thing. Even if you spend money on, like, things that aren't, like, they're just for yourself, but they're not harming anybody, you're still pumping money into the economy, providing jobs. So I'd still even say that is a net positive. He tried to give everyone the perfect world. No, he gave everyone a fantasy world that isn't real. It's a lie, and everyone would have ultimately died. Wasn't like just killing bad. So here's the thing. It's still bad to go around murdering like criminals. First of all, being a criminal doesn't inherently make you a bad people. It doesn't inherently make you a bad person, unworthy of redemption. Like that's just not how it works. No person should be judge, jury, and executioner and just be have all that kind of power. And my biggest thing is that murder, it used as a deterrent to get people to behave, is not how you make society better. You make society better by improving people's circumstances, giving them a solid community, enough resources that they have enough food, shelter, water, the things they need to live a reasonable quality of life. If people have what they need to live a good life, they're not going to they're much less likely to commit crime. Make society better, crime will drop, instead of just constantly punishing people. They were raised in Marley with a different philosophy. So, like, here's the thing, though. Like, when you are raised in an environment to view the world and believe certain ways, I understand you feel like there's not a lot of choice. And when you're younger, you really don't have much choice. But as you age, as you grow up, you do have the capacity to decide things for yourself. Do you continue to believe and do the same things your parents embedded into you, like imbued into you or taught you, or do you change? Like, everyone has the capacity to change. What do I think about Anti-Spiral? So I don't know anything about Anti-Spiral. Like, I know what their character looks like, and that is it. I don't know what series they are from. I don't know anything about them. Not a single thing. The Elves in Black Clover. So, like, I can empathize with the Elves in Black Clover. They experienced a horrific tragedy, and they were angry. They wanted revenge. I can empathize with that. I don't think they should, like, when they come back, they go on a murder spree. I don't agree with it. I get it, though. I get it. But, like, they're angry at the wrong people. Like, vengeance doesn't solve anything. It really doesn't. Sometimes it might feel like it does. In very specific context, maybe it could be right. In that, I just don't think it ultimately solves anything. Low-key, Poochie's heaven plan really had no downside for most people. I don't remember what his heaven plan is, or if we even know what it is. I don't agree with the love scene in Parasite. It didn't match the general vibe. Are we talking about? Are we talking about when they got together? I think it made sense. No, I don't read Chainsaw Man. I don't read Chainsaw Man. I did watch the season and the first season, and I did watch the movie. How's my phone battery? Okay, guys, heads up. Heads up. My phone battery is literally at like 1%. It is about to turn off. I will stick around for like another minute or two or until it's about to die. What if Sukuna was a sorcerer instead of a curse? I don't know. Power scaling isn't something I specialize in. I was talking about when they did so you're talking about that thing. I thought it made sense. I thought it like there was clearly a relationship there and that was developing in the first place. Do I think Krollo and the rest of the Phantom Troop are justified to their actions? No. No. Here's the thing. No matter what trauma or tragic backstory you have, it's okay for you to have struggles. It is okay for you to have difficulties with certain things. It's even okay for you to like fumble along the way. But ultimately, the kind of person you decide to be, the actions you take, the life you live, that is up to you. You are not dictated by your traumas. You might struggle with them, and that's okay. But they don't decide who you become going forward. Is Boruto overhated? I didn't like the anime very much. Vaccine Man from One Punch Man, he just cared about the environment. Pretty sure he had a pretty extreme approach to it, though. You might be the last comment. We're going to end very soon. As soon as my phone's like about to turn off, I'll just end the stream. I'd say Johann Lieber, all humans are equal in death. I'd agree with that statement, that all humans are equal in death. That's true. I could agree with that. Can I be the do I think I already read that one? How you doing, Vard? What's good, man? We're just hanging out for a little bit long. Okay, phone's about to turn off. Okay, guys, that's where we're going to start wrapping things up. I'll see you on Discord. I'll see you on Patreon. I'll see you everywhere else. I'll try to be live again tomorrow since I'm moving, as I explained. If I'm not live tomorrow, I'll be live again on Sunday, and I will announce on the Discord when I'm going live. See you guys later. We're